I'm June Wall, your subject coordinator for INF530, otherwise known as Concepts and Practices for a Digital Age. As INF530 is a keystone subject for the Master of Education Knowledge Networking and Digital Innovation course, it will introduce you more and more importantly to challenge you to think and reflect about connected learning, communication, collaboration in a digital world, and how these will also change as technologies converge more and more, and as a consequence, the impact that that has on your learners and much more broadly on society. This subject can provide you with some strategies for learning, but it is really about getting you to explore, connect, and think and reflect. That can't happen effectively unless you participate actively in forums, in blogs, in Twitter. Really, you need to get active as much as possible as soon as you can. I like to think of it as a journey for both you, your students, or your clients, as well as for me. In the past, students in this subject have not all been teachers in a primary or a secondary school. Some have education experience outside the usual K-12 forum, so keep that in mind when we discuss ideas and when we collaborate. I hope that at the end of this subject, you will have an enlarged perspective of information and learning for the future. I also hope that you enjoy it, as learning has to be and should always be hard fun. Now, that's the overview and the welcome for the subject. A little bit about me. I've actually left some little snippets of information about me, both on our subject page and in my introduction in the forum, in my introduction of myself. I'd like you to have a look at that, and then together with a little bit more information now, just to let you know my broad experience. So I started out as a primary teacher. And initially I taught for the Northern Territory Service just after Cyclone Tracy. Yes, and I know that puts a little bit of age on me, but that's okay. I've also worked in the Catholic education arena. I've also worked in the private school sector. I've worked both in all aspects of primary schooling. I've taught from kinder to year 6, and I've also moved into the secondary school. So as a secondary teacher, I teach computing studies, and I introduced a subject, international studies, to a school that I was at that time. As obviously, I'm also in the tertiary sector here, but I've worked in other universities as well. On top of that, I suppose my experience, I've gone in and out of schools 2 or 3 times. My experience has been in special libraries, because I'm a librarian also at one level, in teacher librarians as a teacher librarian in a school, and also as a consultant for a private consultancy company in Sydney. So all of those elements together, and especially with the fact that I've taught across all of the government and non-government sectors, I think give me a really good picture of where possibly you're coming from. Most of my teaching experience has probably been in the Catholic sector. I have worked for Catholic Education Office in Sydney, so I've done a whole host of different things. And I have to say, I think that's possibly one of the reasons why I just keep learning, because I like something new and something different. I really believe in the whole concept of serendipity, and I wonder if that's how you're going to end up by the time you finish this subject and finally the course. So welcome to the subject. I hope we meet each other both virtually and face-to-face at some stage in the future. And if you ever need to contact me, please do so by email or Twitter or phone or Skype, whatever works for you. So that's it for now, and we'll see each other online as we move on. Bye.